think because
yeah, my daughter actually even call me out sometimes. Like sometimes like I'll just get home and I take off my shoes in the living room and I leave them there. And then if they're there by the next day, she's like, Daddy, es un cochino. Always leveraging that.
No pun intended. Yeah, really though, bro. Anyway, bro, that's how you gotta do it. All right, ready?
Ready.
All right. So yeah, the beginning was, you know, the beginning was a little flat last time.
Yeah, bro,
so
sure.
Give
me a cue.
Are we gonna do a round two? Ready?
Round two.
Energy. All right. So you sound good. You sound good. Yes, we're sounding good. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Energy Podcast. My name is Brian Landeros. I'm your host, and this is the best podcast in the world, scientifically proven. Why would I lie to you? And the reason for this platform is to deliver value, help motivate, and inspire others to tap into the energy, which is the permanent mindset to be able to achieve anything you set your mind to. Today's guest, very, very special, killing the real estate marketing game, social media marketing. Believe me when I say this. That being said, what's up, Jose?
What's up, brother?
My
Thanks
man,
for having me, man.
Of course. I feel like we just did this.
I'm getting deja vu right now, bro.
All right, bro. So back to where we were at before we got technically disconnected, bro. So give us an intro to who you are, what you do, and what's basically going on, bro.
Yeah,
like,
most
you know?
definitely. Yeah, so I'm founder and CEO of founder and CEO of Visionary Media and co-owner Critter House Productions. Visionary is basically a social media marketing agency. It's a top to bottom company, right? We create the content, we run the campaigns, we do the videos, we basically take care of everything because there's a lot of social media marketing agencies that will set up the ads for you, but on top of that, you still have to go get someone to create the content, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that already kind of creates this like other tier of extra work. So we're like, how can we bring this into a one-stop shop so that you don't only just get the campaigns and the marketing, but you also get, you know, the content, the photos, the social media management, like all that stuff. So that's pretty much where we're at. We've been at it for about 1 year and 4 months, and
congrats,
you know, like,
awesome.
Yeah, man, we've been super blessed.
Nice. So the name Visionary, like, where did that come from? I know it definitely came from somewhere inside of here, bro.
Yeah, so definitely when, you know, kind of how I was saying earlier, when this person gave me the opportunity to, you know, do this for like his whole mortgage company, right? That triggered something in me, you know, because you always have this like little voice inside of you, but it's very hard to like pay attention to it when it normally isn't as easy to do it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So when he gave me that opportunity, it just like triggered something in me that I was like, okay, now it's time for you to listen to that voice that's been like telling you this whole time that you are destined to be somebody greater, right? So with that,
amen to that.
Yeah, and so with that, I was like, you know, just vision, like it might sound crazy, and you'll probably relate. Crazy. Yeah. So there's these like moments where you're like, I think this would really work, and you have no way of how to explain it, but you just know. Right?
Put it there, bro. Yeah. I might sound crazy, but I could see this. By far, bro. I 100%. I know exactly what you feel like.
So that's the reason why I decided to call it Visionary, because when I was in that space, I was like, okay, I can see that how this is going to change, and how it's just an untapped space, and I feel that I can come in and pretty much, you know, lay a foundation so that when it is time for everybody to kind of jump on board, I'm already going to be there.
Your bricks are already laid out. Your
everything is already laid out, and I'm already ready to go for them, right? So that's pretty much why we call it Visionary Media.
Dope, bro. Dope. Like, that's fucking amazing. The vision is everything, bro. And if you don't have the vision, you better go find one.
It's because a lot of the times, like, there's things that, you know, you think about that you don't know how to explain. Yeah. And if you try to, it's just kind of like, I still don't get it. You know?
But the beautiful thing about that is that once you're able to share that vision with other people and you're able to explain it to them, they're able to see it for themselves.
Exactly.
Then that's when you're like, holy shit, I took this idea from my head and now I'm creating it in real life, manifesting it.
It manifested it.
Holy fuck. You're like, how did I, like, and it still trips me out because I'm like, I'd be coming up with stuff, and then like same thing with this podcast, it was just all an idea. And then all of a sudden now we're doing it and it's like, yo, shit. Like we brought an idea from nothing to something. And for me, the energy was literally like, you know, my energy, I get it from myself, from within myself, you know? So shit, energy from within. So it's, it was just like, it just clicked. And it's just like you never look back whenever you take that leap of faith.
Yeah, I mean, when you know, kind of going back a little bit before even that job, I used to be chef at a bakery. Yeah, so I used to do like scrambled eggs and all that, right?
I worked at Denny's. Like, yeah, I know exactly what that is. Scrambled eggs over easy over me. What you want? What you want?
I got you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know
so,
exactly what that is.
You know, throughout that whole time, you know, how Gary Vee says, right? Dirt and clouds.
Yeah, of course.
To me being there, I mean, obviously it helped paying the bills, and I'm forever grateful for that job, right?
You know, yeah,
but
of course.
That was my dirt that allowed me to think about the clouds.
Yeah.
So every single morning when I was, you know, cracking eggs and getting stuff ready and like, you know, making people scrambled eggs and all that, I was always imagining myself, you know, listening to like audiobooks, like, man, like one day, like, you know, I'm gonna have these like super important meetings. I'm gonna be like a person that people want to do business with, like, you know, that just like a power player, you know?
Yeah.
And visionary media pretty much became that for me. It has allowed me to have meetings with people who I never thought even would, you know, like look at me for anything, you know, for advice or for just for anything in general. And I've been fortunate enough to have some super, super dope like conversations and meetings with people that I would have never expected to speak to or hold a conversation with, in terms of like them needing me to kind of come in. But at the same time, I kind of envisioned that, you know?
Yeah.
Like at the same time, I would daydream it.
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. I would daydream it and then just kind of seeing it play out and happen. It's like, what the heck? When did this happen?
When did it all come together?
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's crazy. Same thing. Like, you know, it just, you know, you don't believe in yourself until you actually, like, you know, you have no choice. You go balls to the wall and you're like, man. Hey, man, if this doesn't work out, well, hey, there's no choice. It better work out.
it better, you know, and entrepreneurship is a roller coaster, man.
No, it really is.
As much as you get really high highs, you get really low lows. And if you're not emotionally in control of your emotions, then you're not going to be able to survive.
That's actually the biggest thing. If you don't know how to control your emotions, then it's going to be a train wreck for you, because like that's, you know, one day you could be up, one day you could be down, one day you could be the side, and you never know what it is. But if you just keep showing up, like you just learn to love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the process, you know, and it's only going to, you know, benefit your story at the end of the day. You know?
So talk to me a little bit more about Creative House. I know you said that's kind of like the thing that you partnered up with your boy.
Yeah, with Zabi. So Creative House Productions pretty much became, he owns Creative House Design, which is a staging company, and he's always kind of like same concept with Visionary, right? And all like one-stop shop, right?
Yeah.
He didn't have that video portion, and so he would have to outsource it. So we just became, you know, really good friends, and we just conversated. We just had a random, you know, meeting at Starbucks. Starbucks. He was like, bro, like, you know, I'm gonna have to up my prices. I'm gonna have to do this, and I'm like, bro, I was like, why don't we just create like a production company just for real estate stuff? You know, that's just for properties.
Yeah.
And it just started from there, man. And literally, it just, as soon as we started, that company was already generating. So
I remember that video you guys did when you guys dropped that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, that shit. No, fuck. Like, you guys definitely turned up the scales and, you know, the industry standard, like he likes to say. Like, yeah, like definitely. Like when I got into the industry game, man, like I didn't know what to expect until I started getting more deep into it, and I'm like, okay, so that's what it is. And for me, I don't know if you notice it, I feel like there's no creativity. There's really, you know, and it's like, it goes to the point where people are kind of copying each other. Yeah. And that kind of, you know, I noticed it.
Yeah, it's a trend. It's a pattern. You know, I think a lot of the times, like, it just naturally happens, you know, because I think in real estate, it's so, I don't want to say it's an open field right now, but there's definitely opportunity for people like, you know, like Gabe Mendez to like thrive. You know?
No,
like,
he's killing it.
Yeah, because he pretty much like, he believed in himself more than he tried to follow the trends, and you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, I know exactly.
Typically that's what happens in real estate. They see there's one person succeeding or doing something that works for them, and then everybody just tries to go like behind it, right? But if they only just knew that if they just followed their own individual path and just became themselves, they would, you know, it's a law of attraction. You would attract the people that already want to work with you because they have the same wavelength. Exactly. You know, you have the same energy, like everything. So I think it just comes, you know, back down to that. So just being yourself.
Yeah. And I'll piggyback at that as well, because it's like, I feel like everybody thinks it's a one size fits all.
No.
And that's the one thing when I came in the game and I started seeing everything, the one thing I knew that I wanted to do was just be the shit out of me and, you know, just exploit myself, because at the end of the day, I'm my biggest tool, you know, like it all comes from within me. So I'm like, yo, why am I going to go try to do what other people are doing? Yeah, that's working for them, but it's not going to work for me, you know? So, you know, I just, you know, find ways to differentiate myself, you know, find ways to just, you know, stand out, do my own thing, and really just, you know, stay true to myself at the end of the day, because you don't, I mean, I don't want to be known as someone that's like, you know, oh, that guy's just ripping off everybody. But, and it's not even about that, because I'm more of a person that likes making the connection, loves meeting people, bro. Like this right here, it's a community, bro. My fucking passion, bro.
Yeah. You know, and I think a lot with the new generation that's coming into real estate, it's a lot more about community.
Exactly.
You know, like they just want to be a part of everybody who's like, you know, succeeding in their own unique ways. And that's, to me, that's huge. Like I'm starting to see that a lot more, and I love that.
No, of course. It's all unity, bro. At the end of the day, there's enough cake to go around for everybody.
So much.
People sometimes lose sight of that and think like, oh no, this is all out for me. No, man. And we were talking earlier, bro, how big a team is, bro. And how important is your team for you, bro?
It's everything, man. You know, everything. Last year, you know, within 7 or 8 months of business, we pretty much, it was just Adrian and myself during that time. And we got to the point where we doubled in business and we couldn't sustain that business.
Right.
Because in my head, I was like, you know what, like I'll just wait for the business to come, and then I'll implement all these things and this and that, and I'll put the right people in the right place. And pretty much the market just punched me in the mouth, right?
Sometimes you gotta take those shots.
Yeah, you gotta take them, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have realized how important it is to have better systems in place before you actually scale.
Exactly.
Right? Because if you scale, now you're not just having to sustain this business. Now you need to catch up.
Yep.
You know, so it's a lot more difficult that way. So I made sure after that, you know, punch in the mouth, I put the right people in the right places, so that now I can go out and have, you know, the meetings, and I can go out and have these conversations. And if I need to go out on the field, I'll go out on the field, and, you know, just create more content for us as a company than kind of be as involved. You know, pretty much Adrian right now, he's taking over that whole space of, you know, like really owning his role of being the creative director, and, you know, going out to the shoots and, you know, helping them out with like how to make the video more impactful, how to really get that message across, just things like that. Right. And that really helps us be able to create content for ourselves and continue building upon that brand. Because the thing with what we do, it's very time consuming, right? It's creating the content, it's producing, it's editing, it's, you know, posting it and setting up campaigns. And it's a whole process.
People think that it's just like, oh, you're on your phone, all you got to do is click stuff. Like,
no, man.
There's so much more behind that.
Even a 1 minute video. I mean, he could probably attest to this. A 1 minute video takes hours to make.
It really does, yeah.
So
I get props to him.
I think Brian sees me all the time when I'm always on my laptop. I'm there for hours at a time. He just looks at me. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm out talking to him, and he's all like, I'm trying to edit the freaking video, bro. I'm like, nah, bro, let's talk.
Exactly, all the time. And then we post, and he goes, oh, this is so cool. I was like, thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
That's why you see me glued to the computer doing this.
Yeah, no, man. Like 1 little minute videos, or it's like a freaking puzzle, you know, like trying to put that all together.
That's the thing. Yeah, you literally said it. It's a puzzle. But the cool thing is that what I've noticed in the editing, it's like an art, bro. Like, you know, everybody has their style.
Yeah.
And that's what I admire about these guys, and like you guys that do all the editing. Because me, myself, I'll be honest, I'm not too good at the editing. I know what I want and how I can see it.
Yeah, you have the vision for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, pun intended.
But yeah, you know, exactly. So then when these guys are able to put the videos together and they make it look like, you know, crispy, clean, and amazing, I just like, whoa, I'm in awe, bro. Because these guys really just take it to the next level with the stuff that they do, bro.
It's like turning a vision to reality.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's not our slogan. It actually is.
Oh man. So besides doing all the social media and everything, what else do you like to get yourself into, bro? What are some hobbies and stuff like that?
You know what? I'm the type I have these core pillars in my life, right? You know, for me it's faith, family, purpose, health, and obviously self-development, things like that, right? Yeah. So for me, if I don't have certain things in place, I feel like I'm not 100%, right? So even this whole move of me getting back into the gym was mainly more for me to be more mentally clear, Right. I actually competed 2 years ago, and to me, during this whole process of working, interning, and prepping for the competition and just being a dad, I felt that I was at my clearest during the whole process, even though I was doing a lot. So even this time around, I got my business to where I wanted it to be, my family as well. So I'm like, okay, my faith as well. And then I'm like, okay, this is missing for me. Now I need to take care of my mental health. Right. So I went back to the gym. started eating better, and just slowly started becoming more clear. And,
Yep.
and it translates it to everything else, right? It helps me be a better father, helps me be a better business person, and just be a better person in general.
And that's all it is. Like you hit on a point, said mental clearness. That's literally it, bro. If your mindset isn't clear, then you have literally roadblocks all the time.
100%.
But then you also said, you got back in the gym, and I don't know if you've been seeing.
Yeah, I knew this was coming,
know what's
bro.
coming.
I was like,
Hey, can you fix my audio a little bit? It sounds a little bit far.
What, your audio?
Yeah.
How
So
about now?
this is the official challenge,
do
bro.
it,
I'm
bro.
calling
I'm
you
down.
out.
I already knew this was coming. So
33
mentally,
days of paying dues. I challenge
Let's do it,
Jose,
bro.
your
Let's do it.
social
Let's
media
do it.
guy, to 33 days of paying dues.
I'm game,
Bro,
I'm
33
game.
days of paying dues literally started because I just wanted to, motivate myself,
Yeah.
get myself into that rhythm. And, I just posted it, and it started growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I'm like, we aren't doing this just for the physical aspect. It's a mental thing as well,
Yeah, 100%.
And it's committing to something that you're going to do and, be, religious about it, because at the end of the day, it ain't for me. I don't care whoever's doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but at the end of the day, it's like,
It's for
you're
them.
bettering yourself,
Yeah.
bro. So the rules are basically you go 33 straight days
Okay.
going to the gym,
Perfect.
right?
Easy.
Or doing anything fitness related,
Okay. Okay.
You miss one day, go start back to day one,
Love it.
For accountability, we do, you got to post either my or my page INNERG. And
Okay.
then at the end of the challenge, once you complete the 33 days, I'm doing some merchandise for the, the
Okay.
people that complete it. It's
Dope.
personalized to you. And it's just something that, to tell yourself, like, yo, I completed this.
Okay.
And then the biggest thing is, like, now that you built all this momentum, now you could convert that and put it into anything, because you're already
Exactly.
in that mode,
Yeah.
bro. So, hey, man, 33 days of paying
You lay the
dues.
foundation within those 33 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to help you to get to the next level,
Most
to start
definitely.
leveling up. And it just starts by doing something little, bro.
Yep.
Literally, that's all it is.
I mean, it's life changing. Even those 33 days, you really. I think it's more of a. Aside from it just being a challenge, you're really pushing people to commit to something that they didn't think they could commit
Exactly.
to, and because now they're being held accountable, and now there's responsibility, now there's that. But the moment that you hit those 33 days and you backtrack as to how you felt before those
Yep.
33 days, you're going to be like, that's where you're really going to know who you are, right? It's
Yep.
going to be like,
What
okay,
are
I'm
you
either
made
going
out
to
of?
continue to thrive and become the best version of myself, or I'm just going to be comfortable and I'm going to take it as a challenge.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. People don't know this yet, but we're gonna be ramping it up, do some more stuff, and
Dope.
just 33 days is just the basis of what we
Okay,
got to
okay.
come. So it's gonna be cool just seeing people get to that and actually staying true to themselves. The cool thing is that people are actually posting, they're actually interacting. So that right
Yeah,
there
I've been seeing it on your stories.
is
That's
the
dope.
accountability, bro.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. I'm like, bro, like now that you put it out there, if you don't put it anymore, like you're a bitch.
You just checked out.
Psych, I mean quitter.
And on that note, I think we should get off live.
I already got off live.
Really?
Yeah, I just probably my shit died. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
they could
perfect.
go see it where they, they usually get their streaming YouTube and all that good stuff.
Hey, you have
No,
to turn mine off too, or what?
Yeah, if you want.
totally up
Yeah,
to you, man.
totally up
Yeah.
to you, man. It's your life. I'm just living in it.
Hey.
So, I wanted to touch another subject, bro.
Go for it, bro.
What is it exactly like? Growing up, we all come through like lessons. We all go through struggles. We all go through like bad times. Touch a little bit of the subject on those. Like, what were some situations in your life that shaped who you are and basically like brought you to light?
I think that's easy for me. It was my brother's passing. You know,
man, I'm sorry.
that's all good. Once my brother passed away, that really taught me appreciation for life. And kind of going back to the whole vision thing, right? Ever since I was like, I can remember when I was like 11 years old, 12 years old, always thinking to my head, like, if God left me over my brother, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
But you pretty much go through school, you go through like life, and you're like, you're bullied, you're this, you're that. So that kind of like, belittles your confidence and stuff like that. But,
of course,
I think his passing pretty much, just taught me an appreciation for people. I love people. Like, sometimes I just get these like bursts of energy, and I just like randomly will go up to like someone that I love and just hug them,
Yeah.
because it's very hard for some people to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And do that.
Very hard.
For me, it's like,
I got nothing to lose.
You know, it's just me.
I'll jump in on that, bro. For me, I don't care about my vulnerabilities. I don't care about my losses. I don't care about, like, you know, my L's, you know, the times that I failed, because that right there, if those moments didn't happen, I wouldn't have learned, and I wouldn't, you know, got built up to be where I'm at right now.
Exactly.
So on the contrary, bro, that's the first thing I go throw out and, you know, put it out there, because I'm like, bro, I already went through this. Like, I got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
You know, now it's all pedal to the metal. Like, you know, if I take another dump, if I take another, like, you know, hit another ditch, it's going to be okay. We get back up, brush yourself up, and go
just
hit
keep
it
going
100 times harder, bro.
Yeah, and I think like I really like bring everything who I am to that specific moment, you know, because I could have either grown bitter, but it made me better.
Definitely.
You know, and I think a lot of the times people have that, don't realize that they have that option. You know, when something happens to you, you can either overcome it and become better, or you allow that to be an excuse and you become bitter,
bro. And that's actually, you know, the biggest thing that we do is make excuses for ourselves, you know. And it's I think it's ridiculous how, like, you know, why did this happen to me, why did that happen to you? Like, I hate that mentality, because you're just like, what are you asking for someone to be like, yo, it's okay, man, it's gonna get better? No, bro. Like, all you do is, you know, you take into consideration what happened, you get back up, and you get back out there, man. Like, at the end of the day, you have you, and if you're not pushing yourself to the limits, then bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you know, I always talk about comfortability, but, like, you can't get comfortable if you're trying to actually complete a task or something.
You know, I think for people like yourself and I, you know, to those listening, comfort is like a silent killer.
Oh, definitely, bro.
Because it starts
to creep up on you.
Yeah, man. if you're not moving, you feel like you're not doing anything.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, obviously, right?
No, no, but I feel that, because I feel sometimes I'm doing stuff and I'm like, bro, I'm not doing enough. I need to do more. And it's like, those mental tricks, but that's how I am. I'm like high sense of urgency. Like everything I do, I'm like, yo, I got to keep going. I got to do it now.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely.
No, yeah, that's you know, that's the things that you grow up with life, bro. You know, it's only experience. And, like, for the young people, you know, it's easy for them to backtrack and, you know, fall into, like, you know, bad patterns and bad habits. But at the end of the day, you got to ground yourself and surround yourself with the support group that's actually, you know, benefiting you, pushing you, and, you know, more than anything, elevating your game up.
Yeah, man. I think just having people that hold you accountable, you know, like just how you're doing, you know, with the challenge. I think your circle that you surround yourself with, they're either going to really hold you accountable, but not out of a place of, like, just pressure, but out of a place of love, you know. Because I think a lot of the times what happens is, like, when the people that you look up to and the people that you want around you, sometimes they'll pressure you to the point where that relationship isn't healthy anymore, right?
It really,
But if you have the right people, they'll encourage you in a way of, like, I don't have to tell you, but you know what I'm thinking. Yeah, you know, like, we are all leveling up. Let's all continue to level up. And, like, for me, I mean, I'm just gonna say this, right? For me, my crew is Zabi, Kaitan, and Gabe.
Strong group, bro. Strong group.
Everybody's always leveling up in some shape or form, and so that you know, Kaitan inspires Zabi, Zabi inspires myself, Gabe, you know what I mean?
It's a circle of freaking, like, energy and freaking, like, you know, let's do this together.
Yeah, we're all just pulling in our own different ways, but we're always, like, by doing that, we encourage one another, right? It's like, shit, like, my boy just did this, like, I gotta level up, you know, because, like, we're all growing together. So same thing, you know, just like I use the kind of the exact same tactic with my personal life, right? With my wife, we always try to encourage one another. You know, it's like, okay, babe, like, you did that. Cool. Awesome. I love you. But, like, what's next? Right. And I learned with her, I'm the type of person that if you doubt me, like, I'm going to prove you wrong. Yeah. That's like, that fuels me. Right. Yep. But for my wife, it's more of, like, okay, babe, like, you know, like, if you do this, then we'll be able to do that. And it's more out of it's a different energy.
Definitely.
Know, source. And with my daughter, same thing. You know, I always try to encourage her. I'm like, okay, mama, like, if you clean your room, then we're going to take you to wherever it is that you want to do. Yeah. Or if you want this, then you got to do this, right?
And that's showing them, like, work ethic and, you know, like, actually, you know, working for what you want, like, at a young age. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, as a young parent, bro, the foundation that you're laying down for your daughter is going to be amazing, bro, because that's the first line of defense before they get out into the real world, bro. And if you're able to, you know, coach them up right, you know, give them the right mentality, then after that, once they get in the real world, they already got the foundation, bro. And that's the biggest thing. Because
my daughter actually even call me out sometimes. Like, like, I'll just get home and I take off my shoes in the living room and I leave them there. And then if they're there by the next day, she's like, Daddy, es un cochino. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, girl, I was like, why are you calling me out? It's so cute, bro.
How long have you been married for, bro?
My wife and I have been together for 10 years. We've been
nice.
married for 5 now. So yeah, we've been pretty much high school sweethearts.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It would have been 12, but she had me in the friend zone for 2 years.
Hey, whoa. So you're a living proof that you could get out of the friend zone?
Yeah.
Yo, hey, if you guys are in the friend zone, make sure you guys go talk to my boy right here. I'm sure he can put you on some game.
She asked me the other day, she's like, how come you never give up on me, on like dating me? And I'm like, because I don't ever give up. And she was just cracking up.
Ooh, she's like, that's why I chose you.
That's why I love you, baby.
So when you
wait, I have a question though.
Yeah.
How long do you give it until you finally have to call it quits? Maybe. You know what I mean?
Yep.
2 years. Let's say like it's been 6 years now.
You know, I think with my wife, it was like situational, right? You know, because I had this, like, I knew she really liked me.
Right.
But at the same time, we were both going through this like phase of like growth and like, you know, like being childish and stuff like that. Because even when we started dating, we pretty much started backwards. Right. Some couples like start off really good. And then as years progress, like they kind of like, you know, they stop love. Yeah. It's like, yeah. And with us, it was like, we literally went through the whole like bad stuff first. And then even now we're continuously being able to say that we love each other more every single day. Right. Just because we understand one another, you know, but I don't know, man. I mean, I guess I'm just going to, you know, take it back to having a vision, you know,
dude, puns all over.
Yeah. Like I knew she was very special. Like since the beginning, you know, she had a good head over her shoulders. You know, she was the opposite of me. She was already driven. By the time that her and I started dating, she was already working. You know, she was already like providing for herself and like, you know, holding her own. Yeah, she was super independent. So for me, that was the difference between every single one of the other relationships that I had prior to that, right? Because it was, you know, they're just going to school. They're, you know, I don't know. They just don't have a car. They don't have that. Like it was,
it's kind of like they rely more on the guy to kind of get in places, pay for shit, which is, you know, a lot of girls, but it's hard to find a girl like your girl. I would imagine. And
we were just literally having this conversation with Gabe the other day. We went out to have dinner, and I'm just gonna say it right. In real estate, there's always opportunity to do the wrong thing, right?
Oh, dude, it's a crazy industry.
Yeah. just to put it in short, right? But for me, my wife she fits every single like characteristic that I would want in a woman, right? Yeah. She was there for me through my bad times. She was there for me through my good times. Just every little thing that I would appreciate in a partner, she fills every single one of those boxes. Right. So I don't have the need to go out and try to look for something else when I already know I have as close to perfect as possible. Right. You know? So, I mean, and for me, that's just super, super valuable. But I guess kind of to answer your question, like, I don't know, like, I can't really say what's like a good thing or a bad thing to look for. I just kind of felt it, you know? Yeah.
And that's all it is. If you feel it, bro, go with it. I feel like guys, we have a certain gut feeling that we follow. And once we feel it, we're like stubborn to like go out and after it.
You make it work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like, honestly, like we just know. Like we just know when we know, and it's like, okay, no, I got to do this, or I got to take this move.
Exactly,
like,
it's an instinct.
Yeah, it is what it is, and it's. I mean, I feel like for women sometimes it differs because they're more analytic. Like, oh, should I do this? Maybe should I not do this? You know, for guys, we're just like, don't do. Let's just do it.
Let's just go.
Fuck it, we'll figure it out.
And my wife and I are exactly what you just said is the exact same, you know, personality traits, right? I'm more of like, screw it, let's do it, and I'll figure out as I go. And she's more of like, you know, step by step.
When I think about it, babe, like, what if this happens, babe? Well, I'm not even thinking of that. I'm just thinking it's gonna happen.
I'm just gonna make it work.
No, this literally how it is too. Like, bro, like whenever I started, like, you know, wanting to get into entrepreneurship, lending, and all that, like, I never knew if it was gonna work. Yeah. All I knew was I was gonna make it work. Yeah. One way or another. Like, you know, like there is no doubt in my mind. There's no like fear. It's just like I'm gonna do it one way or another. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And that's the things in life that you got to just go out there and do and figure it out along the path that you take, because the path that you take is really going to teach you. And you can always deviate and be, you know, like fall into bad habits. But, you know, the thing is that if you're self-aware and you know what you're doing,
that's key.
And you know what you're doing, like, yo, and you're doing the wrong thing, like, how do you contradict yourself like that? You know, like,
yeah.
And some people don't have that self-awareness, bro. And I wonder, like, why don't you guys get punched in the face every day?
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I think people like that are the ones that punch themselves.
Yeah.
You know? You don't have to see it. They just pretty much do it on their own.
No, yeah. So if you weren't doing this whole social media game, like, what would you be doing, man?
Man.
No, bro, social media all the way.
Yeah. There's nothing else. You know, there's really nothing else that I can see myself doing in terms of like, you know, to make a living. I'm all in with this, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm all in with what I'm doing. I have no turning back. Like the day that I decided to make that jump was the day that I was like, this is either going to work or it's going to work. But I mean, I guess if money wasn't a thing, I don't know, man. I would probably still be making videos, you know?
Nice.
We're still be making videos,
awesome,
still
bro.
doing social media stuff. Like, it's funny because I can retract back to about like 5 years ago, when like all these like initial Instagram started coming out, like, you know, Agent Steven and it's like some motivational stuff, right? I would do that. Obviously, my work was like horrible back, right?
Well, that's cool. Now you can look back at it.
Now I literally have like screenshots of stuff that randomly pops up on my Facebook, and I'm like, this was horrible. Like, why did I even post it?
I know, I feel you, bro. I see like 3 I'm like,
I'm like, man, this is bad. But it's cool, right? Because it pretty much
shows your
reinforces it reinforces like my belief into like this is what I'm meant to do, right? And you know, in life in general, you're always gonna be learning lessons. Like even I can say that I'm really good at what I do, but there's always room for improvement.
Oh, definitely,
right? Always. And that's my my driving force every single day. I'm like, okay, how can we make this better? How can we make this process better? And you know, it's just a continuing, you know, evolution in what you're doing. But I think yeah, man, I would be doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's a never-ending, like, you know, lesson for life, you know? And it's like you always keep learning. The day that you stop learning is the day you're going to start going down, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. Stop growing, bro.
I just hate seeing sometimes, you know, people's stubbornness gets in the way of what they want to do just because they think they know everything. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, they become arrogant. And I'm just like, bro, why aren't you just humble? Like, and like, life will serve you a humble pie fucking
so
serving.
we literally, I was having this conversation yesterday with my wife, one of our clients, shout out to Pompeyo Barragan. He basically told me, he's like, you know, the reason why I like working with you guys, and I'm over here thinking like, oh, he's probably gonna say because, you know, he likes our videos or whatever, you know. And he was like, because for every little thing you guys are grateful for. And to me, I was like, damn, you know, because Adrian and I are always talking about gratitude, we're talking about self-awareness and things like that, but to have someone tell you that,
it's different.
And in a business environment, it's like, okay, like, you know, that's so dope to me. That meant a lot, you know.
That's a satisfaction you get, like that, like not even money can satisfy, and like, you know, 'cause it's like something that like isn't physical. But you know, it's
an emotion that stays here in your heart,
exactly,
man. And that's super meaningful. Because he was like, you know what, you guys can confidently say that you guys are the best at what you're doing. You guys are this and that, but you guys are always just grateful and you keep moving forward.
Yeah, at the end of the day, stay humble and keep going forward, bro. But do you think that gratitude, you know, like you said, being grateful for the little things, do you think that's a byproduct of not having those things, you know, being in situations where you didn't
100%.
have anything, situations that were just horrible? And I'm a big believer, bro, that in life you sometimes got to eat shit. You got to hit rock bottom to really realize and dig deep within yourself and see what the fuck you're really made out of, bro. Because I feel like, you know, sometimes people be like, you know, they go through their job, they do everything, and then their energy goes to 70%, right? And then they're like, I can't do anything else. You know, that's it for me. I'm done. I'm tired. And I'm like, bro, like all these other people don't have no choice. Like even when they had nothing in their tank, they're still out there doing it. You know?
I agree 100% with everything that you just said. You know, because I know where I come from, and this was not even obtainable in my eyes just a couple years ago.
Exactly.
You know, so now that I have it, it's like, I'm grateful for it. I appreciate every little detail. And sometimes I have a battle with myself because I'm like, well, maybe I'm too grateful. That's why I don't thrive as faster, right? But I'm enjoying it. Like I'm getting these emotions that are gonna stay with me regardless of what happens, that continue to fuel me. When things get tough, those memories and those emotions are what keep me fueled, bro.
Yeah. And you know, it's crazy, funny thing that you said that. Like for me, sometimes like I have this feeling, and it's a rush of literally what I call energy.
Pun intended again.
No, and I really get a rush all throughout my body. I'll get like goosebumps, and I'm like, yo, like I feel good. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm happy. Like, this is a moment in my life that I'm going to remember, because those feelings right there is just like, whoa, whatever I'm doing, I know I'm doing the right thing.
Exactly.
And then having, you know, look back to where I was at, and like, you know, we all still have a long way to go, but it's like, you know, you really take into consideration, like, yo, at one point I didn't really have anything, or I didn't even have this mentality or this work ethic. And all of a sudden, like, all I know is grind, you know, all I know is like, I'm going to make it happen.
Exactly.
And, you know, it all comes from that base of what you went through, what you experienced, bro. Cause like, you know, like for me, bro, I've been out of houses. I've been kicked out of houses. I've had no money for, you know, bills. I had no money for food, literally, like, you know, going to Walmart or going to the store and not be able to buy shit, having to put stuff, you know, back because we didn't have enough money. That is the stuff that always, you know, fuels me, because I'm like, yo, I never want to feel like this again. I never want my mom or my family to ever go through that again. So it's like, you know what? I take it upon myself as the responsibility to be like, yo, I got to make it happen.
Yeah, man. You know, one of the things that continues to drive me day in and day out is like my mom, you know, because after my brother passed away, my parents separated, like it was just like my life just changed after that, right? But she has always pushed forward no matter what. Regardless of what has happened in her life, she continues to press forward, right? Like, I can't even imagine, you know, my daughter passing away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would kill me, bro. So for her to, for her to experience that, and then, you know, the person who she married, you know, the love of her life, you know, just, you know, part ways, and, you know, her having to now be alone and like take care of me. Like, she went through a lot, you know? So for me, it's like she has always given me the best without her thinking that she has given me the best, you know? Like, even when we were like living in a garage, like I have conversations with her and I'm like, mommy, like, you know, one day, like, you know, I'm going to take you out of, you know, working, and you're not going to have back problems anymore because you don't have to be doing anything. You're just going to be chilling. You're just going to be like enjoying life. Right.
As she should. Like a
and
queen.
She was like, you know, like, she takes it as in like, you know, like, I'm sorry that I was never able to give you the best. But she doesn't know that those experiences that we lived together made me who I am today.
No,
you know?
Exactly, bro. Like, that same thing with my mom. I remember losing a house back in, like, you know, when the whole crisis happened, and we were sleeping in my room, and I was just like, yo, mom, like, I feel like I just, like, I don't want you ever to feel like this, you know? And it's like, what I want to do is just genuinely help people, bro. And I just, like, you know, that right there, ever since a young age, I've always worried about my mom. And I would go to counseling and stuff like, no, like, you got to chill, bro. Like, you got to live your life. I'm like, bro, I got a bigger responsibility here. And once my dad passed away about 3-4 years ago, bro, it was just, it just dawned on me even more, bro, that like, oh shit, like, now it's time to get going. And it's like, it's just stuff like that you got to go through in order to realize what your path is.
And it's difficult for me too as well, just because of the fact that I wish I can just take her away from that now. You know, but I heard this, one of my biggest transitions in life was when I was trying to grow and at light speed, and I kind of was, because I was positioned into a different environment, obviously, which is real estate now, and my family was just kind of didn't understand it, right? So I'm like, you know, like, you're being pulled in different directions. Like, I'm doing this for all of us. Like, I want to carry all of us through that door. And this randomly, one time I come across this video on YouTube. I think her name is Lisa Nichols or something, like that. And she talks about how, you know, she was like, I was trying to be a savior. She was like, I was trying to fit everybody through a door that was only meant to fit me. He's like, and the moment that I realized that I had to go through the door, learn what I had to learn, and experience what I had to experience, then I could come back and help everybody else out.
Bust the door down. Make a big French
and that's
door.
pretty much my life story. You know, now I'm able to be more understanding and be able to provide something of value to my family, more than just it's not monetary, but it's a different perspective.
You're leading by example.
It's an awareness level now, that because I think we all live in our own bubbles. Right. When you're, you know, you're culturally attached to certain people, that's all you know.
Exactly.
And then you have this other group over here, and this is all they know. And then, you know, the successful people and so forth, right? Until you're able to realize that you're living in a bubble and that there's more out there, you're never going to change. But the moment that you realize that there's more, it's like, okay, what else is there, right? Now you're like, you crave that growth. You crave that like what's out there, what's next, like what can I do more. Like it becomes an addiction.
It really does. Oh yes, it's real shit.
It's a real addiction. But then once you are, you're aware, you have the capacity to, pay that forward, and be able to be that impact. My whole thing in my life, and I always tell my wife this, is like, even if I die and I don't achieve what I want to achieve, I know that I still shifted the course of where my family was going to for generations to come.
Of course.
So with me, I wanted to stop, and it's not coming out of arrogance. It's coming out of like, I'm either going to change it because I'm going to do everything that I set myself to accomplish, or because I'm going to instill these little seeds in my family and my daughter and her next generation, where their perspective is not going to be limited to a little bubble.
Yeah. They're going to have opportunities to do whatever they want.
Dude, like my daughter, she has probably experienced more in her 4 years than I have in, my 27.
Oh,
and
that's
to me, that's
feeling.
huge. Yeah. It's a blessing,
No, definitely. Well, so having a daughter, bro, how much has that changed your perspective?
Everything, man. Everything just changes, because now like I said, right? My daughter is going to be a reflection of our parenting,
Yep.
And creating an impact, I think, starts there.
Yeah.
As much as we want to, change people or impact people who have already lived life, the real impact starts when you do it with your own kids.
Yep.
My daughter, I know that she's going to be a leader because of her actions, like literally right now. Like she'll literally help out other little kids of like, hey, like, it's okay. Like at 4 years old, even before she was 4, like she's already like, it's okay. Like, don't be scared. Because I taught her that, right? I think, us as Hispanics, like my mom always told me like, que el cucuy, okay, don't do
cuckoo, I grew up, that nigga don't exist.
So they instilled all these like fake fears, like fake fears. And I'm like, I told my wife, I was like, I don't want my daughter to have any of that. Like I want her to know that she's capable of doing whatever it is that she wants. Obviously there's risk and there's things that are going to happen, but she is going to be the person that's going to change, and that everything is going to change moving forward.
No, but cheers, bro.
Cheers, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me,
bro. This is awesome. So, hey, bro, how'd you get into Bang, bro? Because I remember talking about it, and you're like, "Oh, I started with Celsius," and I'm like, I kind of dabbled in between both.
Yeah.
Like,
it's gonna sound kind of weird, right? I've always been when I started in fitness, like Celsius was the thing, And then for whatever reason, every time I would drink one, I would start feeling like this like raspiness in my throat. I'm like, I don't want to experience this. Like, this is annoying. I'm like, like the whole day. So then
you drink a lot of them.
That's why I continued taking them. And from there I was like, like I'm gonna try something different. And then Bang came out, and I was like, man, this tastes really, really good, right? Because it's like the perfect mix of like carbonation but flavor, but it's still like 0 calories and like all this stuff,
and it has all the great stuff. That's not an ad.
And it's a larger drink, right? Although like I'm disciplined when I meal prep and all that in portions, but when it comes to like drinks and like things like that, like I like having a lot of it, and so with Bang I get a little bit more.
I get a lot of it.
I mean Celsius is like super tiny. So with that, it's like, okay, I can drink for a lot longer. And that's just pretty much what it became for me. Yeah.
Are you a big drinker? Do you drink? Do you like to socially drink?
Not at all. I mean, I'll have like a wine glass with my wife, or we'll go out to dinner and have like a michelada, or if we go to like Carinas, we'll have like a michelucas, because those things are bomb.
Bro, those are fire. That's the spot, bro. That's the spot.
And but that's about it, man. Like I think my dad kind of took that away from me, like just seeing him drink a lot. It was just kind of like, I don't want to be that.
Yeah, no, my dad, I remember he would get faded for like weeks. Bro,
it's like the weekends that I did have with him, he would just spend them drinking, and
that just put a bad picture.
That just kind of steers me away from it.
And that's actually like very admirable, bro, because a lot of people, have that problem where they gotta be drinking, where they gotta go out. For me, I like socially drinking. I'm not gonna lie, but Monday through Friday, I'm not drinking. You know what I mean? Like maybe one day during the weekend, and that's like about it, because my thing is that fucks me up the next day, bro. And my mindset is like my most valuable asset,
thing. Yeah.
So it's like if I'm distorting that, like, yo, what am I really doing here? You know.
Exactly.
So I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's your life. You live it however you want it. But big kudos to you, bro, for staying, you know, like, you know, on that and being accountable for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's I don't know. I just don't like the way it tastes.
Yeah, well, I mean, but those Michelucas.
Yeah, those are bomb, bro. That's a whole other story.
So what type of music you be listening to?
I listen to everything, man.
Okay,
you know,
country?
I country, trap, hip hop, rancheras, corridos,
Okay, I fuck
you
with
name
ranchera,
it, bro.
yeah.
Like everything. Because I get tired of things really quickly. So I just like a little bit of everything. Yeah,
dude, for me, I'm the type of guy that has a playlist that hasn't been changed for so it's like my same songs, and then gradually I'll start adding one or two here or there. But like the reason behind that is because those songs and that playlist keeps me in a mindset.
That's
you know?
what I was gonna go
in
to.
a wavelength, you know.
Yeah.
It keeps me in that fucking, like, every time I listen, I'm like, oh, okay, I know.
I know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, like okay, this music centralizes me. I'm like, all right,
so
all right, cool.
It's funny. Like whenever I'm trying to get motivated, I listen to like corridos. But not like the nothing like that. Like I think the new ones are kind of translating to more of like motivation and storytelling,
and that's
I love that, bro.
Everything. I feel like we're in that bubble right now, or that period of time where people just want clarity. People want motivation. Like they're done with this bullshit. Bro. Like it's like we want real.
Yeah, because I think about now, there's a lot more opportunity because of social media. Like people are
definitely
becoming more aware of like things that they didn't even know existed.
out there,
right? Yeah. And even when like I'm training, I listen to power metal. Like power metal is my go-to. Like, yeah, because it just keeps me in that like aggressive like mindset, you know. Yeah, but it's situational, right? You know, it's situational. However you're feeling. Yeah.
No, yeah.
What about you?
Dude, honestly, I listen to everything but country.
Okay. Yeah.
But the most what I listen to is like literally rap. But the rap that I listen to has to be something that actually spits true.
Purposeful.
Yeah, like, you know, I listen.
Have you heard the new Logic album?
No, I haven't.
It's fire.
I'll go check it out. I'll definitely get back to you on that one. You know, it's funny because I was watching The Breakfast Club, and I guess he called out Charlemagne.
Yeah, I was just seeing that, I think, yesterday. I didn't finish the whole interview, but I think he got like Donkey of the Day or something like that.
That's exactly what I said, Donkey of the Day. Yeah, no, and then like shouts out to people that do it like that, because I'm like, I was a big Nipsey Hussle fan, bro. You know, so it's like, you know, the way that they deliver their music, their message, that's what I look for in music, bro. That the music that I'm listening to is actually helping me in a way, you know, that it's not just feeding me bullshit. Like, let's take these Xans, let's take this fucking pills, because that's bullshit to me. I'm like, you don't know that that's messing up the youth. That the youth is like sponges. Like their brains are like sponges.
Because I think that's cool. That's the thing to do.
I think that's exactly it. And like people just want to be a part of something. Well, no matter what it is, they just want to feel like they're connected to something. And some of those influences out there aren't good for you. Yeah. You know, and that's why you see the whole epidemic with people taking all these pills, doing all these drugs, ODing, man. Like my buddy died from, you know, taking all that stuff, but like, you know, it's just like, yo, like you stop to think like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know, like, and the media doesn't help. The music that's out there, it's just like, are you guys really trying to like either help us or screw us over? Yeah. So it's just like that I gotta listen to something that's really gonna, like, you know, put me in the right
hustle
mood.
And motivate.
But that's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. No, that's actually literally one of the songs that I live by, because like that's really all I'm trying to do is like hustle my ass off. And if I'm able to change someone's life, or even just get them up off their feet, let their little light bulb in their head light up and be like, yo, now I know what I want to do, bro. That's fucking awesome.
Exactly.
Let's get it together.
Yep. 100%.
You know, like that's all it is. And for me, like my biggest thing that I'm always grateful for is my team. Obviously my boy Marco, my cousin's not here right now, but bro, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do anything I'm doing right now. And that's why I always call, like, you know, them my core, because at the end of the day, this is who we are together. We grow together. Energy is not just me, bro. If it wasn't for them, then I couldn't be here. So it's like, this is ours, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
You know something that's funny that you said earlier, that you and your partner, you guys met at Starbucks one day, right? That's where it all started. Well, funny story. Well, Brian and I actually, that's where it all started too, at a Starbucks. You know, today we
a lot of businesses have been made in Starbucks, man.
Today we actually went.
They're gonna start charging equity, bro.
I know, right?
Today we went to that Starbucks. We got food, and we got food. We didn't get drinks.
No, we just got food. Yeah, just sandwiches, breakfast.
And Brian looks back and he goes, "That's where it all started." And I just looked at it, I was like, "Wow, crazy!" That was 3 months ago, and just took us a while to get this started. And you know, it's funny. So Starbucks,
Starbucks.
I know,
but it was funny because when we met, he's like, kind of like, wonder what this guy's gonna tell me. He's like, at first I thought you were gonna like be like, yo, I need some Mortgage Heroes content. He's like, but then I kind of laid out what I wanted to do, like, cause I had been planning this, bro, like no joke, for like 2 years.
Okay.
That I wanted to launch this, like, you know, I wanted to do it. All I had was an idea. Didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I had that vision.
Hey, got him.
But yeah, so we tried one. We ran one probably like 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was a miserable fail. I didn't even know you needed to record shit. I didn't know the mics needed to be connected. I was just like, I thought it was just like, yeah, let's do it. All right, bro. It was a miserable fail. But gradually from there, I would start researching. I would start studying. I would start actually listening to podcasts, seeing how they were doing it. And I would literally jot everything down in my Google Docs for the longest time. And I would just be adding onto it till it got to the point where like, oh, okay. I got something here. Like, I got to go present it to someone. I got to go, like, you know, meet with someone, see what they think about it. And if we can make it happen, like, fuck yeah, let's do it. It came to the point where I was like, all right, let's do it. I literally saw him at Starbucks, like, bro, we got to meet. I see that you're killing it in videos. I think that we can actually do something here. Like, let's do it. And here we are today.
Oh, bro. I don't know. Congrats to the both of you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But I don't know if it was the same for you, but you know, Brian had everything, you know, written down. He just wanted to get it started. Let's go. Let's do it every single day. Are we ready?
I was ready. I was ready like since Brian, like 2 years ago, bro.
Brian, hold on. Let me figure everything out first. Okay, cool. Next day, hey, do you think we're ready? Brian, hold on. So for a whole month, it's just him and I just drawing plans together. What are we going to do? What's going to move on from this? The 33-day was not even part of it, but this is crazy.
Yeah, it has evolved now.
I don't know if also
bro,
for
crazy.
you, for your business ventures, I don't know if it also took a long time. I don't know if you were the eager one. Who,
you know, it's a process. I think Visionary, when I launched it, I was just like, go. You know, like, I'll figure it out, you know, because I was just so hungry to like be in business. And I was just so hungry to like have that feeling of like something on my own that I just ran with it, right?
Yeah.
With KHP, it was a little bit more of like everything that I learned with Visionary, I made sure that KHP had that foundation first before it actually started, you know, to taking on more, right? Because it's a company that kind of sustains itself. Like, it doesn't really need much of my time. It doesn't really need much of his time, and it's just growing. You know, we have a person that goes in, gets the photo, gets the video. We edit it on the back end, so it's just very, very streamlined now. But it's just part of the process.
Yep, definitely. Process.
So, what would you think is what's your favorite part about what Visionary does? Is it the, you know, running the Facebook ads, doing the content, meeting with the people, or is it everything?
I think it's everything, man. Yeah. You know, because in essence, nothing works without the other.
Of course, you know? It's all congruent. It's all circle.
A lot of the times, like, we get hit up by, you know, just videos, right? And I'm like, okay, well, what's the purpose, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I just want to do a marketing video and I want to say this, and I'm like, okay, but what are you gonna do with it? You know, post it on my Facebook and Instagram, and I'm like,
and then what?
I was like, I don't always say this, but it's a fact. 80% of the people that follow you on Instagram and Facebook are other real estate professionals in this industry.
Because they like to see what other people are doing.
So it's like you can't use that video to potentially get a buyer if you're not getting in front of actual buyers.
Oh, no chance.
I'm going to put out this video that's going to be called, what is it called? Approval or pre-approval. And what that means, it's like you're either creating content or creating videos because everybody else is doing it and you don't want to fall behind, or you're actually going to create that video to run campaigns and actually get a pre-approval. Right. And I think that's just that little shift where we've kind of been able to kind of bridge that gap for people, where it's like, like this idea is super fire, but it's not going to work unless you get it in front of the right eyes. Yeah, right? Exactly. And then once you get it in front of the right eyes and you start getting all these like engagement and messages, it's like, boom. You got like it works. You just need to make sure that it actually gets to the right people.
What would you say is the foundation to a good campaign?
Know who your audience is going to be first. Yeah. Once you know who your audience is, then you can reverse engineer it. Yeah. Because a lot of the times what happens is that either agents or lenders, they try to go very broad because they're just trying to cover as much space as possible. Yeah. What I would say is focus on one particular thing and then just go all in with that one. For example, if your goal is to get first-time home buyers, then just create a first-time home buyer campaign. Don't try to say, we can help you with selling, we can help you with refinancing, we can help you with this.
Spin yourself out too thin.
Be a first-time homeowner, and that's it. Focus it on that. Create that social proof. I think the biggest challenge with marketing isn't so much getting it in front of the right people, it's doing it consistently. Yeah, you know, definitely. Because
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and know how to leverage your transactions that you're doing currently, right? Because agents can do to the transactions, but if they don't document that, nobody else knows that they're helping these families.
Yeah.
Right. But you document those moments and you use those to help you get the next.
Exactly.
Once you do that consistently and you basically build up this library of social proof,
Yep.
then it's just a matter of, you know, I don't want to say just putting a couple of dollars behind it and it's going to work, but now you're showcasing that you are who you say you are. You do what you say you're going to do.
Yep.
And you pretty much get families into the home of their dreams.
And
you know?
it's all like based on the formula of consistency, bro.
Yeah,
that's all
exactly.
it is. It's like I was,
and it's a long-term game
no,
too.
yeah,
you
it's
know?
for sure. It's
Yeah.
not like it's gonna happen from one day to another. Like the consistency game is a long
huge.
ball game.
It's huge.
Yeah. And the thing is that people at first are gonna doubt you, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this fool doing? Why is he doing that?"
Yeah.
But if you show up every day consistently, day after day after day, time after time after time,
Yeah.
people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker's serious."
Yeah,
like, you know, oh,
exactly.
damn, he's onto something here. Like, what's going on here?
And then they'll just start replicating what you're doing because it's working.
It is. And that's, you know what? Like, I was just talking to Marcus about that, and I was like, yo, like, I see people sometimes, you know, taking ideas and stuff, but then, I mean, I don't get mad at it. I'm just kind of like, whoa, I must be doing something right. So it's like, you know, I don't really care. Like, at the end of the day, unless people could hack my brain or, you know, they could replicate me, then, like, nothing's going to be the
there's
same.
always going to be this little detail that regardless if people take your idea, they'll never really fully be able to replicate it because it's not in them.
And they don't have the energy.
I also take it as a form of like flattery as well. If they're
No,
trying
yeah,
sure,
definitely.
for
I
sure.
flatter myself on that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said, you know, there's always a purpose. So what would you say is your purpose in, you know, what you're doing right now?
Truthfully, to just and on a personal level, to change the course of, you know, my family's legacy, you know, like of my generations, you know,
Yeah,
like
no, definitely.
even just being able to be that little shift.
Yep.
To me, that's my purpose, right? And then even deeper than that, you know, just I don't know, man. Like I really want to help people, you know, just become the best version of themselves.
Of
Like
course.
I used to have such a hard time because I would try and force it. And a lot of the times you have to like let people do their own struggles, go through their own challenges before they're able to understand.
Yeah. You can take the horse to the water, but you
Yeah.
can't make it drink the water.
I literally heard this yesterday. I think it was my buddy Claudio. He said, you know, when you try to shove motivation and inspiration down people's throats, it's like trying to get them to hear it while they're underwater, because their situation isn't inspiring. Their situation isn't motivating. It isn't, you know, shiny or whatever. They're going through their own challenges. So you have to be able to meet them there. And then once you meet them there by being vulnerable and saying, hey, you know what? Like I've had these challenges too, and I've experienced this too.
I'm no better.
I'm just like you. I just, you know, try to find a way to get out of it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's a slow and steady process, but the moment that they do, like that's when they're gonna change. Like so much things are gonna change after that.
That, and you said that perfectly. I agree 100%. And you got to go out and lead by example.
Yeah.
Say what you do and do what you say, because the moment that you tell someone to do something that you're not willing to do, they're gonna call you out of
100%,
shit, and they're gonna be like, you
100%.
can't fucking preach this to me if you're not out there doing it your fucking self.
Exactly. Like, and that's one of the things too. Like even in my business right now. Like I'm always telling, you know, my clients, you gotta get testimonies from your clients. You gotta get this, you gotta get that. And we didn't even have testimonies from our clients, you know? And we've been fortunate to work with like some heavy hitters.
No, definitely.
And I'm like, why do we have a relationship with these people? What's going on, right? So based on that, Adrian and I have been going out on the field more together, and we've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And, you know, we're just barely picking up that, this as a task itself, like as a marketing campaign. So what we're planning on doing is running a campaign that it's basically going to be our clients giving us a testimonial, but at the end, every single one of them is going to say, and my name is Jose Alvarado, and I am a visionary, because this company is built because of them.
Yep.
You know, and it's like going back to what I said earlier, right? It sounds stupid. It might sound like whatever, but I really feel that I can develop this like awareness and this hype to the point where people want to do business with us just so that they can say on the end of the video, and I am a visionary, just to be a part of it. Right.
That's where it's at, bro.
It's like Nike, right? Just do it.
Dude, they hit it right.
Exactly.
They just fucking just do it. Like motherfucking simple fucking marketing. All right, man. Right now we're gonna get into what I like to call the lightning round, and in the edited version, it's gonna go right before we get into it.
You see, Brian's getting a little too cocky now with that because
he's expecting now.
The last 3 times he asked, like, can we do this? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Well, in the edit,
I feel you, bro. I get that. We were doing this video this one time, and this guy's like, "You can just add some like lightning bolts out of my eyes, right?" And I'm like, No,
but if you said it,
I ain't just saying that's gonna be on the end.
That's funny, bro.
All right, bro. So right now I'm gonna hit you
I
with
feel your pain, bro. I got you, man. I got you.
But we can do it, right? All right, let's get into this. All right, man. Favorite day of the week? Sundays. Why?
I get to recharge and prepare mentally for Mondays.
Perfect. What are your 2 favorite emojis?
We'll put them on the screen. Yeah.
What are my 2 favorite emojis? I think I like the one of the guy that's like questioning something, and then it just maybe like the rock one. Yeah,
nice. Who was your first celebrity crush?
First celebrity crush, man.
Pamela Anderson. What? No, that's not mine.
I don't know, man. I really don't remember. Like,
it's been my girl always.
You see this, bro? You're gonna get in trouble,
bro.
man.
I can't say shit. Help me.
I'm like kicking you over here.
Oh shit, my bad, man. We'll cut that.
Man, I'm really trying to think about it. My first celebrity crush.
I can't say someone too hot. My wife will kill me.
I'm trying to like retract. I'm either trying to go too far back or
Disney Channel, something like that. I don't know.
Lizzie McGuire.
Hilary Duff.
Damn.
Hilary Duff, yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
All right, we'll throw that one out.
I think the one that my wife always calls me out is for that one time that I said I had a crush on Kim Kardashian.
Ooh, there it is. Kim K.
You heard it here first.
She never forgets that one.
He likes Kim K. All right. Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
Yes, but that's only when I'm at home.
Ooh, nobody could see that, but now everybody knows. All right. Out of all Santa's reindeers, which one is your favorite?
Rudolph, I think, just because he's the main one.
That's the only one leader. I know, bro.
Yeah.
Any other names? No. Do you even know?
It's Rudolph.
Not Connor.
I don't know. Anyways, next question.
Well, and Santa's real, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Santa's so real, it's crazy.
Okay.
That was super relevant, bro.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC.
Yeah. I know you look like a Justin guy.
Oh my god.
JT.
Oh, savage, bro.
I saw it in your eyes, bro. It lit up when I said NSYNC. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Nice. How do you drink a coffee?
Iced.
I drink the shit black, just the way I like my women.
We cut that one out.
He stayed quiet. Like,
I'm like, how should I respond to this?
all right. What word would you add to the dictionary, and what would it mean?
Probably that. Affirmation for yes.
I like that.
Shout out to my boy Adrian.
Verb down.
What's your best dance move?
I only have one, man. And that's
it.
like 2 corridos and that's it.
with the beard.
What is your go-to fast food place?
Go-to fast food place. Pollo Loco.
El Pollo Loco.
Chicken avocado burritos.
Shout out El Pollo Loco.
Pollo Loco.
Pollo. Would you rather climb
Or tacos del gordo.
Oh, no.
Tacos del G.
there we
Tacos
go.
del G. Yeah. You're right. You Mexican.
Mexican, bro. I just like white on the outside.
Yeah, same, bro. Can you tell? All right. Would you rather climb a mountain or jump off a plane?
Ooh.
Do you like heights?
Fucking scared of heights.
You know, my wife's been trying to, and it's my fault, right? You know, I was like, you know what, like,
it's always your fault.
I'll jump out of a plane. You know, like I'll do it. And then she's like, all right, I'll buy you tickets. I'm like,
chill.
Yeah. Now, I think falling out of a plane.
Yeah. I think I might do that next week.
Oh, you should document that, bro.
So my boy is coming from Tunisia. Shout out, my boy Anthony. He's in the Marines, and he's coming down next week. And he's like, "What are you doing the 23rd?" I'm like, "Oh, I got nothing planned." Walked right into it. Oh, you're fucking coming to fucking skydiving with me. I'm like,
Excuse me.
Well, all right then. I guess we're doing that.
And it looks like we're documenting that too. Like
Yeah.
I guess we are, bro.
Document it, bro.
I got no
That'd be
choice
dope.
now.
Why
Shit.
not? Let's do it.
All right, so right now,
one day of challenge.
yeah,
for
one
that.
day fucking challenge.
Document
Let's
it.
fucking do it. All right.
Oh boy.
All right, so this is the last question, and it's basically finish the sentence. All right.
Okay.
My name is blank, and I get my energy from.
My name is Jose, and I get my energy from my family.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Jose Alvarado, your social media guy.
Hey,
bro, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate that, man.
I really
Appreciate
appreciate this. Everybody, that wraps up the show. Thank you for fucking tuning in. You guys can reach at this episode, YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you get your streaming. And just please don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, tell a friend, tell a tia, tell your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend. Shit, just tell everybody because it's the best podcast in the world.
Hey.
I would never lie to you. Energy out.
Pay your dues. Pay your dues.
Yeah. Before we cut out, 33 days of paying dues. If you haven't got on it, get to it. You'll never, ever fucking look back. Just do it for yourself.
Dope. Commit to
33
it.
days out. Energy, baby. Woo!
Hey.
Woo!
How was that?
Bro, that was fire.
Fuck yeah!